Hello, everyone, and welcome to Philly Crypto Trading Plus. Are you confused by all this price volatility? Are you wondering where prices will be next? Well, look no further. You're definitely in the right place. I'm here to solve these problems for you by providing clear, concise, and competent technical analysis. In today's tutorial, we will be analyzing Litecoin. So specifically, we will cover, we'll just touch upon the Fibonacci retracements for a sec, Fibonacci extensions, and where we'll be going to next. So make sure you stick around to the end for that. That's very important, by the way, because we have some new targets. The MACD, we'll talk about the RSI, 20-day SMA on the daily time frame, an important trend line that's going on right now. Also, we'll talk about the rising wedge and different moving averages that are playing a role right now. And then, like I said before, the upper targets and also possibility of a cup and handle. Did I just say that? Yes, I did. So that's what we're going to be covering today, guys. So please make sure you stick around to the end for the upper targets, because I do believe this is going to be an important role in recent times coming up. So make sure you don't miss that. Now, before we get into the video, guys, please be sure to smash that like button, because it lets YouTube know that you're enjoying the content, and it makes a huge difference. I always appreciate it, right? And also, I want to take a second, guys, to thank you all for your support. It seems that we're starting to gain some traction in the cryptocurrency environment. And, of course, a lot of folks have realized my extensive background, and it's starting to show. And I want to thank you all for that, because, hey, I'm here to help you, providing education. And if I do this for you guys, I'm very happy to hear that stuff. I thank you for that. It humbles me. It brings a warmth to my heart, because, hey, the purpose of the channel, guys, is to educate you so that you know how to make consistent money. We'll do some more trading stuff in the future, but that's basically, I just want to thank you guys. I can't thank you enough. So now, I'm also trying to improve my videos all the time, guys, right? And so I want to give you the best content that I can. So please let me know what you like in the comments below about my content, okay? Because I'll be sure to do more of it. Now, let's get into today's lesson. Okay, now, we talked before about this ascending parallel channel that continues to form. I've extended out a bit for you, and if you notice here, we're still above those parameters, right? Which is an awesome sign. Now, guys, I always tell you that I can tell you what's gonna, I can't tell you when it's gonna happen, but what's gonna happen, right? So what I'm gonna point out to you is all the clues to that happening, right? So number one, we're still following this ascending parallel channel, right? So most importantly, the 20-day SMA. Look at this here, guys. Look how we just happen to be bouncing off of that. Right there. Didn't even touch it there. Again today. Boom. 3 touch, right? But we keep going. And we're going back to the rising wedge that I've been talking about, right? And, you know, we're pretty much, give or take, a couple from the top of that triangle that we talked about before. But more importantly, the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement at 199.90. Here we are at 201.20. So we've been sitting here hugging this for 4 days now, guys, right? So all these factors have to do with the same thing. Another way to say it is one has to do with the other, right? So clearly we're holding all these moving averages, which I think is awesome, right? But I'm going to hide these for you, and I just want to show you real quickly the this is on a daily time frame, okay, guys. The MACD here, we're starting to flatten out here. You know, we need some days to consolidate still, according to this, right? RSI 52. Remember how? See how we're above the 50 still? I've talked about that before, guys. Look, 50 above 50, we're usually going up or flattening to go stronger, and of course below 50 we're usually going down. So here we are since 5 days now, 5, 6 days. See how we flatten there? We're just sitting there, flat. And these are all the signs that we're looking for consolidation. And guys, there's always a method to my madness, although some people may not understand this. Everything I just said to you all says the same thing. Be not impatient in delay, but wait as one who understands. So we're waiting for consolidation to finish, because that means we're going to go higher. This says it. The ascending parallel channel says it. The 0.5 Fibonacci retracement says it. The 4 days in this level says it. We're holding this ascending wedge here says it. The top of that triangle says it. The relative strength. See, do I need to go on, guys? I'm trying to point something out to you. Okay? Now, we're also going to look at this. I'm going to back this out here for just a second. I want to show you this on a shorter time frame to show you. Now, this is that ascending wedge on a shorter time frame. Look how we're hugging this, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. You want to count those? Whatever. Here we, right there, down, spiked right back up there, right? And here we are again, guys. Notice that the level really isn't that steep, right? Kind of seem to be flattening here, which is what those other indicators said, right? But on this 4-hour time frame, guys, more importantly, 20-day moving average, 201.60. Where are we at? 201. Ooh, hugging that like, wow. Look at the 50, 208. This is up here, right? But look at the 100 at 198.39 and the 200 at 198.68. Look at them, guys. Look how tight they are. Look at the flattening going on. There must be, ooh, could that be another circumstance supporting what I just showed you? Right. So now in this short video, we've covered 7 or 8 different circumstances pointing to the same thing. Could that be a coincidence? I don't think so, guys. My job as a technical analyst and an observant is to point this out to you. So, guys, what does that tell you? I said this before in last videos, and I don't mean to go on about this, but this is the message. 1 thing points to something. 2 points to something. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pretty soon, it becomes pretty darn likely that that's going to occur. So at what point and how many circumstances have to say the same thing before you guys understand and you learn that this means something, right? And that's what I'm getting at. So everybody's different. Could be 2, could be 12. That's not the point. Point is, you see the theme. That's what we're talking about, guys. So we got this flattening going on. We're hugging and holding this ascending wedge. Not a coincidence, guys. So, hey, so what we see, the theme, the message here, consolidation. Now, I want to say this to you. The longer that we consolidate, the more our move up when it happens. Okay? So, I want to go now and talk to you about the upper levels that we're looking for. Oh, and by the way, couple of handle possibly? Couple to handle? Possibly, right? Now, a couple to handle, guys, when we form that second part of the cup, this area in here, if that's forming, we don't know just yet, but generally the handle part of a cup will be 10 to 15% pullback, and it'll be on lighter volume, right? So this could very well be that. We don't know. If that was to happen, we get a nice move out of there. That's the, anybody wants to look up cup and handle, you'll see what I'm saying. So we could have this playing out. But more importantly, this is a Fibonacci extension we're looking at now, guys, because I told you, and I told you to wait around for this because you'll really love to hear this one. The 0.382 fib on the extension, 201.48, and we're basically holding it. See these spikes here, guys? These spikes here are saying that when it gets down to these levels, below 200, they buy it right up. They buy it up. There's demand. That right there says demand. That right there says demand. Look at this, demand. So there's something going, again, just another indicator pointing out to the same thing, guys, right? So that'd be very awesome if that was to be playing out. We'll see in the next few days. But back to the patience thing, guys. Be not impatient and delay, but wait as one who understands. Because the extension, obviously our 0.5 would be 216. These are targets we're looking for next, guys, to hit. 0.618, 231. And, of course, we've been up here before to the 0.786, 252, but we've touched that. But as you can see, we spiked down. So we kind of knew with that spike down, guys, again, selling off kind of said we were kind of topping short term, right? But with all these indicators and all these patterns, we are looking at higher prices coming. We have to wait. Now, other thing I want to point out before I tell you the final target is this. This is a longer term, I say longer, but in the last 3 months, trend line going on. Notice how every time we hit it, we get a parabolic move, right? Then we get some consolidation and then another parabolic move. So here we are in that same pattern again. Same thing, pointing the same thing, guys. Can't stress it enough. Coming up. Now, it's very possible that we could continue down just like this pattern here, right? Maybe up a little. We could snap up to 216, maybe come back down a little, you know. But we could touch the trend line again, right? And notice that 0.236 is the 183. So do not be surprised if we were to come this low again, guys. It's possible. But when we do touch that, look what happens, guys. Sideways, parabolic move. Downward, but more sideways, you know, and then bang. So here we did it again, right? And again, this failed here because remember, that's when the news came out. I told you guys about with India, right? Possibly outlawing cryptocurrency altogether. Well, they've been talking about it for a while, so whatever. Probably overplayed, overdone, but you know, news, guys. I don't want to go. This is not a video about the news and what it means and how it. We're not going to do it. We're just going to focus on the fact that the news came out and we sold off. But we sold off and then we stopped. Another circumstance pointing the same thing. So we could come down a little bit lower, guys. But once we come down and get anywhere close to this trend line, we always seem to get a parabolic move. So I do believe a parabolic move is coming. The only question is how or when will it occur? Now, with that in mind, let's look at some upper targets. All-time high, I didn't check exactly, guys, probably 360, 365. Well, the 1.618 fib, 356. Pretty close to the all-time high. And then we talked before in other videos, guys, about when we approach our highs. But when we get into that area, we'll talk more about that because I think some of you guys already know about that. But again, we'll cover that at the right time. But right now, we could be looking at some move. We have to wait for the consolidation to finish itself out and then get a move. But once we get a move, guys, we're probably going to be looking at busting through this 0.786 to 252 area. And ultimately, yeah, you know, what people don't understand, guys, is Litecoin, when it runs, it runs. And I've seen it before run 100 points in 2 or 3 days easy. And I know we're getting ahead of ourselves. And you got a lot of people out there with the clickbait. That's not what we're trying to do here, guys. We're trying to give you realistic, grounded information. Okay? So let's just focus on a day at a time. Right now, we're wanting to finish consolidation. Then we get a move. And the question is, how long will it take to consolidate? And that will then answer how much we go once we move. But for right now, that's where we're at. We'll be covering this in the next 2 or 3 days as popularity and demand has kind of dictated that. So with that in mind, guys, I hope this has been helpful for you. Now, this is the part of the video where I like to turn it over to you guys and tell me what's the most important, most valuable thing that you've learned from today's lesson. Okay, please let me know in the comments below. You know how much I always appreciate that, guys. And make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. Also, the more subscribers that we get, the better and more content I can continue making for you guys. So like, share, and subscribe now. If you want to learn more, please be sure to watch this next video.